It's good to be with you, Chairman Terry and Representative Sarbanes, other members of the committee. As ranking member of the Natural Resources Subcommittee on Energy and Mineral Resources, I've had the opportunity to take part in extensive debate on the merits of the Keystone XL pipeline project. We're talking about a pipeline with a capacity to transport 830,000 barrels per day of tar sands product, one of the dirtiest energy sources on the planet, from the despoiled boreal forests of Canada through the central United States, over one of this country's most valuable aquifers to the Gulf Coast refineries, where much of the oil and refined product will be exported to overseas markets. The tar sands substance, and I call it substance rather than oil, is, unbelievably, not oil for the purposes of paying into the Oil Spill Liability Trust Fund, meaning that the Canadian tar sands get a free ride through U.S. pipelines. I've made efforts to correct this loophole by proposing amendments to Keystone XL legislation, but unfortunately those attempts have been rejected by the majority. Meanwhile, the Government Accountability Office has already warned us that the Oil Spill Trust Fund is at risk of running out of money because of the cost of recent tar sands cleanup efforts following spills in the Kalamazoo River in Michigan, the Yellowstone River in Montana, and suburban streets of Mayflower, Arkansas, where the cleanup continues. Yes, the tar sands is providing jobs in the United States, cleanup jobs, not what we would like to see. If we're going to ask the United States to bear all of the environmental risk of transporting this dirty oil, we should at least ensure that the American people see some benefit. However, 60% of the gasoline, 42% of the diesel produced in the Gulf Coast Texas refineries was exported last year. And we talk about promoting energy security. When I've proposed amendments to guarantee that the oil stays in the United States, they have been rejected by the majority. Now, granted, a significant number of jobs over the couple of years of construction, but the papers filed by the proponents of this bill show that over the long term, after the bump of construction jobs, there will be about 30 to 40 permanent jobs in the United States. Not 30 or 40,000, 30 or 40 over the long term. Now let's take a look at what has happened over the last 5 years. The concentration of carbon dioxide in the Earth's atmosphere has reached 400 parts per million, a level never seen before by humans. The U.S. has experienced drought, flood, fire, barges aground, tornadoes, costing Americans lives and dollars. Glaciers are shrinking, sea levels rising, the Earth's temperature is increasing unmistakably. The United States doesn't need this dirty energy because the fact is we're developing domestic oil, natural gas resources at a record pace. In the last 5 years, U.S. production has steadily increased while per capita consumption continues to decline. Combined with the increases in renewable energy, we are well on our way to energy independence. Now, we've heard that the XL pipeline will help us develop our domestic energy resources. As my friend from North Carolina could tell us, we don't need an international pipeline like the Keystone XL to move those resources to market. In this country, hundreds of miles of pipeline are already under construction, and as we speak in the southern portion from Cushing, Oklahoma to the Gulf Coast, we have a pipeline that does not require presidential permit. Now, the chairman spoke about the Golden Gate Bridge and the Lewis and Clark expedition. Yes, we should be creating jobs. $2 trillion of infrastructure backlog that we need to be investing in to put to work engineers and the pipe trades and the laborers and other workers. We should be investing in energy produced and used here in the United States, clean, sustainable energy. The President has wisely said that he will not approve the pipeline if it leads significantly to worse climate change, and that is clearly the case. Now, at the end of the day, we know pipelines will leak and oil will spill. Nationwide, about 3.2 million gallons of oil spill every year. We don't want jobs created cleaning up that mess. All risk, no benefit. Now, one option to mitigate the CO2 emissions is carbon capture and sequestration. I'd like to propose an alternative. Leave the carbon in the ground. Don't cut the forests of Alberta. Don't mine and refine the tar sands. Don't burn that refined product. That will offset trillions of dollars of damage that we are facing over the next thousands of years because of climate change.
Thank you, Mr. Holt.